just insanity, right? I mean, goodness gracious. I don't even there's so many different angles to look at with this, so many different things to talk about. I really don't even know where to start. I guess you start with the basics, which is
This is the Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com.
well, everybody knows that at this point. True, good point. Um, all right, what's the deal? I mean, are we? Has the Big Ten had a vote or not? Can we start there?
I think they had. I think they had a vote.
And now you think they're backing up on that?
Yeah, I think they got called out. They wanted to test the waters, and they found out, whoa, this is a really bad idea. People really don't like not the idea of not having a sport. We thought they cared about the kids, but apparently they're with James, and they don't care about the kids. So that's really what it came down to.
But you can't really say that when the kids are the ones that are saying that are
No,
making
no, no, no. They're coming in and saying because they think it's being taken away from them. But
well, it is.
The bigger thing is this.
It is.
The bigger thing is this. It's ironic. They had all these COVID meetings. They've had plenty of time. I believe.
When you say
the Big 12, Big 10.
Okay.
I think the ACC commissioner called them out, all the way out. Actually, I believe SEC commissioner did as well, saying during this time you had plenty of time to put protocols on. Ironically, though, once the money situation and some demand started getting put in place, now all of a sudden we care about the safety of the kids and we can't put them out. That was never the case. And I think it's something that COVID's it's a little sprinkle of COVID on it. But for the most part, this is a power play, in my opinion. This is all about control and regaining it. Listen, because the inmates were running the asylum.
Just like we said when the players made their demands, I'll say the same thing for the schools. Use your leverage. Whatever leverage you have.
That's what I'm saying.
Playing or not. If you can't play, then you don't play. Like, I mean, it's whatever perceived leverage you have, use it. Now, the one thing I will say, though, is if you listen to the Sports Den consistently, like this is almost exactly how I was told it was going to play out 6 weeks ago. You're going to postpone it. They're going to postpone it, and then all of a sudden it's going to be canceled.
Well, the crazy part is, though, is that where the SEC, the ACC first and foremost came out and said, we're playing. Mm-hmm. Don't care what these clowns do. The SEC says, from what we have right now, nothing has changed. We're going on our course. And the Big 12 is basically saying the same thing. This is coming from schools up north.
Well, there's a lot of schools outside of not schools that matter on a national landscape.
Right.
But there's been a lot of cancellations. Now, the MAC, you got to understand what happened to the MAC. And I feel sorry for the MAC. The MAC lost all their money game.
Yeah, they got gutted.
Right. I mean, so their situation was, okay, if we play, we're going to lose money. If we don't play, we're going to lose money. Is it really worth the liability or the risk? And they probably correctly decided it's not. And so that's why the MAC canceled, what was that, Friday night, Saturday, something like that? Mm-hmm. And then there's been, schools cancel. I don't even know, like if you ask me right now, Denny, should they play or not? I have no idea. I don't have a clue. I know this. If the coaches want to play and the kids are now saying, you know what, we'll sign a waiver. We'll sign whatever, just let us play. Who am I to say stop them?
My thing is that the reason why they know the waiver, it goes back to just legalities. They know it's not about it's a waiver in any other situation, in any other circumstance holds weight.
The kids don't know this.
Yes, but the people who know law do.
I know. What I'm saying is the kids are tweeting that out. Sign whatever you want to sign.
Right now, the kids are just saying, "We'll do whatever. Let us play." But those who are, it's a power play. Those who are over them, no. And this is what I've learned during this year, is coaches and players don't know anything. Mm-hmm. When they know, like coaches know how much they're getting paid, mm-hmm. and their agents are power brokers and stuff. Maybe Saban. I always got to leave that there. But as far as the majority of coaches, they don't know. They don't know any more than me or you until they're told.
Yeah, they're there to win football games.
The presidents whether they make all the money or not, are the ones who really have the clout and the control when it comes to this. And they're the ones who have to answer to the power brokers when it comes to all of this. And that's where it's cool and it's cute where everybody is saying, let them play and we want to play. But those who are in power know exactly what they're doing.
Well, I think that's what makes this so interesting. This is a public battle at this point.
Right.
Between the presidents, stakeholders, whatever you want to call them, and their biggest asset. Not just the players, but the programs, the coaches, and the players. Now it's out in public. Big Ten allegedly says we're not going to play. What does Ryan Day say? Oh, we're playing. What does Nebraska? Scott Frost today was hysterical. My man just flat out said, look, we can play in the Big Ten. That'd be fine. We don't need them. We're playing. We will be in a conference and we will be playing.
And I'll tell you what some of my sources told me about FSU. They said they didn't know what was going on with the ACC before they made their statement. They said FSU will be playing football in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know who.
So that's that.
But but the most ironic thing is this, and this is where, this is how I know there's a disconnect. Was it Scott Van Pelt that said it? Who was the guy? Dan Patrick, excuse me.
Okay.
Dan Patrick is credible, right? Most of the time. Like, he's not coming out with something very specific, saying it was a 12-2 vote, where Nebraska and Iowa are the only ones that voted to have football. That was very specific.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now again, Scott might say that.
No,
that's Ryan Day, you might say that.
That's my whole point, though. This is the first time that we've seen the president at the same college and the football program going, no.
But see, that's where the real and that's where which bothers me in the first place. Fans stay out of it or really listen. But now that's the only way these players will really have power, and that's what should have been done from out the gate. Like, had Dabo not gone to say if players get paid, then that'll be the day that I don't want to coach anymore. I'll just coach pro, essentially. Saban comes out and speak, like when these coaches started coming with the only thing I can really use right now is the Black Lives Matter thing, and I don't want to turn it that way. But when they started coming in behind it, that's when it became the power. Like, that's why Mark Emmert ain't said nothing, because he knows right now he got to shut it up. But the president of Ohio State, like, now you're going to match presidents versus coaches. Now let's see who's who actually is the most powerful person
why I love
in the state.
Man.
But that's what it's always been.
That's why I love this. And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know which one is the most powerful.
It makes it better than the NFL and NFLPA debate, because the NFL coaches automatically side with the NFL owners because they have to. They have no choice. Mm-hmm. But right now, the coach is like, hold on, wait a minute. The college coach is like, wait a minute, I'm with my guys. You got a player from Ohio State, said, wide receiver, I believe, says bump it.
Yeah.
I'll go to the SEC. Who won?
Put us in the SEC.
He
said Ohio State, let's go play in the SEC.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying,
no.
If we can't play, let me play in the SEC. And I thought he was saying, shoot, I'm all for it. That he was like, let's do it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, Brian Hartline is the receiver coach, and he retweeted it and said, let's go. Let's go. No, I think the NCAA right now, more specifically the Big Ten, the Pac-12, really all the conferences, I would love to be a fly on the wall in these teleconferences right now. Because here's what's happening. The SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC are licking their lips right now, saying, wait a second. We can change the whole structure here because we didn't jump the gun on this thing. Right. Now, that's not to say they may not still cancel, but as of right now, they weren't the first. So you look at the ACC, look at the Big 12 especially. The Big 12, if all of a sudden they go in and they can get some of those guys from the Big 10, and it's only for 1 year to start, but it changes the landscape of college football. If the SEC can go out and pluck one or two, or the ACC can go out and pluck one or two, and it changes the landscape of football, and all of a sudden now we have these super conferences that were talked about, 8 years ago?
Man, they first.
Is it ever go back?
No. Here's the thing. I mean, that's a good way to look at it. Why do I need that? Why do we need you, NCAA? We got 3 conferences. We'll control the television revenues.
Mm-hmm.
We have a situation where there's 3 commissioners, so there'll never be never be a 50-50. There's an odd number, so we can always vote diplomatically. I don't understand what's the need for the NCAA. The NCAA is really the only thing that's in the way right now. They're barring progress.
You saw the tweet, to your point, I'm sure, and I don't know who it was from or if it's even true, about the SEC in TV negotiations right now.
Well, if they change it, if you add more teams, you got to do more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you want to talk about a revenue dump. Like, it is going to be a windfall for those who decide to play, if they play. I will say this. I am still very pessimistic that the ACC, SEC, any of them play. And earlier today, I thought, oh, well, it's done. Out. I'm a lot more optimistic now because the players got behind and then I saw the coaches get behind. No, we want to play. Come on, come on, come on. But I'm still, like, if you made me bet right now, one way or the other, I would bet there is no college football. That's still where I stand. And I've been consistent on that now for the better part of a month. But the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, especially the Big 12, they have an opportunity here if the Big 10 doesn't change their course. And does anybody care about the Pac-12?
No.
Does anybody care about anything outside? And I know there's decent teams, but do you care anything outside of USC or Oregon? Do you give a darn about any other team in the Pac-12?
I like that Arizona State quarterback.
Yeah, he's nice.
Oh, yeah, he's nice.
I wish he would.
Maybe he'll come to Florida State this year.
He could have been at Florida State.
Maybe he could still come.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. But the Pac-12 right now is realizing, okay, we got nothing to flex. The Big Ten is too busy backpedaling to realize anything at this point. You can hit us up on the Lifestyle Enclosures text line. Tell us what you think about all of this mess that's happening right now inside of college football. We've got so much to get into, so many different angles to take with this, so much to dig deep into. First, before we do all of that, let's get back into what do we know about coronavirus now that we didn't know when all this stuff started in March. Let's get into some injury information, things like that with Dr. Swanson. That's coming up next.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell,
1010XL.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, se-ortho.com. That's where you need to go if you're having orthopedic issues, knee hurt, shoulder hurt, anything like that. You need to get to Southeast Orthopedic. Don't live your life that way. Don't live it in pain. Don't limp around. Get to one of their locations. They've got locations all over town, so there's going to be one near you. The best of the best doctors around at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Get to se-ortho.com. Check out everything they do. I go, you should go as well. Great group of doctors. They'll take good care of you. That's Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
If you're a man over 45, have frequent urination, an urgent need to go, a weak flow, or waking at night to urinate, it's time to consider UroLift. This is Dr. West, urologist with McKeever Clinic. UroLift is a non-invasive outpatient procedure with minimal downtime. If you suffer from an enlarged prostate and want to avoid the sexual side effects of medication and invasive surgery, UroLift may be for you. Contact McKeever Clinic at 355-6583. That's 355-6583.
Let's get back to business together. Ameris Bank is committed to providing tools you need to do business today. Is your point of sale system social distancing friendly? Are you able to take online and curbside orders with ease? Right now, we're waiving software fees and virtual terminal fees for 90 days on our Clover Flex contactless payment system. Let your customers pay you efficiently without being too close for comfort. Check out our special offer details at amerisbank.com/back-to-business. Ameris Bank is member FDIC.
Bueller, air conditioning repairs. Seriously, guys. Hey, Hicken here. Not only are my friends at Bueller Air Conditioning the coolest guys in the business, they truly are the best at air conditioning repairs. Take it from me. I use them in my home, and from start to finish, they are absolutely terrific. So when the heat gets too much for your home, call Bueller Air and stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Well, they've done it again. The Next Tire Outlet store is now open in Arlington, the 12th location. It's a brand new facility with all new equipment for your full-service car repair and tire needs. Tire Outlet will be doing tons of grand opening specials too, starting with $18.99 oil changes during the entire month of August. So get out there and visit the brand new Tire Outlet location on the corner of Port Caroline and Merrill Road.
Wholesale prices, premium service. Tire Outlet. It could get a little warm on the Roof It Right hot seat.
Would you mind not breathing fire on me?
When players and NFL experts join Jaguars today from 10 to noon on 1010XL. Roof It Right. Roof It Right so you can sleep at night.
Hi, I'm Don with J-Dog Junk Removal. In light of today's health concerns, we want you to know we are taking the required safety precautions during the removal process. As veterans, we always go above and beyond. If you have unwanted items at your home that need to be removed, let us pick them up for you. You create the stack, and we can be in and out quick. Or we can help any homeowner safely declutter. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned and veteran-operated. Call 844-GET-JDOG or visit jdog.com and enter your zip code.
Hey folks, Hicken here. Have you heard about Zero Res? Zero Res is the only way to clean your carpet and tile the right way. It's all about the technology. Zero Res uses its patented powered water that cleans beautifully without using any soaps, detergents, or harmful chemicals. Man, I had Zero Res in my home this year, and I can tell you, after 17 years in that house, never looked better, never smelled better. Call now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for $129. Remember to mention Dan and get an additional room cleaned for free. That's right, the 4th room is on me. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards, the right way to clean.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about commercial fence services. From automatic gates to security fence and railing, Superior Fence and Rail's professional team delivers with great communication, trained installers, and quality products. Trust your next commercial project with the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your commercial project today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
Brakes for less.
All we do
are brakes for less.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist presents Dr. Chris Swanson on the SportsDen. A board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, Dr. Swanson has been assistant team physician for the Cincinnati Bengals and Drexel University men's basketball and is the current team physician for several area high schools. Visit se-ortho.com.
SportsDen back inside the plush studios of 1010XL World Headquarters. Back behind the glass here. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you've noticed that. Joined every Monday night by Dr. Chris Swanson with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. And since March, COVID has been the topic of most of our conversations, Dr. Swanson, and it's probably not going to change tonight. How you doing, man?
Good, guys. How you doing?
We're all right. We're like everybody else. We're trying to sift through information, through rumors, to find out like what's actually going to happen in the college football world.
I know. Crazy 24 hours.
Yeah. It really has been. The question I was thinking of, and I know we talk about this from time to time, you know, we keep saying that more time buys more information, more data, all that kind of stuff. In the medical world, has there been a significant amount of data that gives us more information on this virus than what we knew in April?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly, with every passing couple of weeks, every passing month, we certainly know more and more about the virus. I mean, how much progress we've made in terms of real sort of changes, substantive changes that can affect return to sports. I'm not really sure that we've made a lot on that, but we certainly know a lot more about it than we knew a couple of months ago. But again, like we talked about a million times, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a virus. It's mutating. There's not going to be a cure, and the vaccine is not close. So that puts us kind of right back where we were in April. And from that kind of standpoint and the logistical standpoint, we aren't much different than where we were in April.
Nice.
Well, the reason and what made me think of that was on ESPN.com and in a couple other places as well. People are talking about this heart condition linked to COVID, or linked with COVID, I should say. And the concern that people have about this. And it makes it, in the article that I'm reading, it makes it almost seem like even if you're asymptomatic, you can still, I guess, have these heart issues that they're now saying goes along with COVID. As time goes by, I mean, is that the type of stuff? I mean, when we say what are we learning, I think we all automatically want to be optimistic and think vaccine, think treatment, think things like that. But there's also the other side to that, right? There's also the other side of, yeah, this isn't, it just doesn't just do this, this, and this, but it affects these other things as well.
Right. And I mean, so that's again, part of what we're finding out on an evolving basis, because it still is such a new illness, new virus. We have really no idea downstream what the effects of this might be in people who may have been asymptomatic or relatively asymptomatic at the time they had the virus. That heart study started out of Germany, which showed that almost 3/4 of people who they had studied had inflammation in the heart and the muscle lining, which can cause some significant cardiovascular issues.
Which is really what they just came out today with. I think it was Michael Ojo, the young man, the former Florida State basketball player who died of a heart attack last week. They put out that he had just recently recovered about a few weeks from having COVID, and they were saying that was some of the side effects of his body not being prepared to be able to go through the physical stresses that are with playing pro basketball on any level. So those are the things that a lot of people haven't really taken into consideration. But there are things that are similar to this, though. Like, it's like mono, right? Not saying, because I want people to stop doing that part. Because after seeing the state senator kind of go, who is a Republican, who went through it and said, this ain't the flu. I've had the flu. The flu ain't never take 30% of my lung function. Like, and he's mid-40s, so he's not very old. But is it kind of similar to mono, though? Like, when you recover, when the virus gets out of your system, you can't go right back into physical activity, correct?
Yeah, you need to be completely recovered from mono, or you can be at higher risk for issues with your spleen and things like that as well. The biggest difference with mono is that, we got years and years and years of data and studies on mono, whereas this is just all fresh. And so, people are really comfortable with what the course of treatment and the course of symptoms are going to be for somebody who's going through mono, whereas this is all, brand new.
Where do you think, I mean, assuming that a vaccine is still a year away, where do you think that treatment is going for this? As far as, like, how do you know? Is there a way to know? Because I'm reading something that says some estimates find that 1 to 5% of all patients with acute viral infections may involve myocardium, which is what we're talking about, right? Is there a way that we can find out quickly if somebody's had that issue along with coronavirus, or if they've recovered from coronavirus fully? Is that possible?
The recovery from coronavirus is essentially just based on your symptoms. When you've gotten rid of the symptoms, whether it's the fever, cough, shortness of breath, whenever you've completely gotten rid of those symptoms is when you've kind of recovered from the virus. There's people who I know who have tested positive for several weeks, even after they've been asymptomatic. So you may be feeling fine, but you still actually may test positive for the virus. And then, the downstream, the cardiovascular, the heart issues that they're talking about are things they've seen in people well after they've, quote, recovered from the symptoms that they had from the actual virus.
But there's no way, is there a way? Let's say that I'm a college athlete, or I'm an NFL player, or I'm just Joe Smo down the street. I get coronavirus. is there a way for me to find out after I've recovered before I exert myself if I've also developed a heart issue along with coronavirus?
Yeah, I mean, some of the potential, the inflammation and things they've seen in the myocardium or the heart tissue is something that can be picked up with advanced imaging. But now you're talking about doing an awful lot of advanced imaging on people because we don't know. So we still really, this is sort of evolving info in the past couple of weeks. You have no idea, the number of people. So like if you said on a college football scale, I mean, so how much imaging are you going to do across college football to pick up the potentially handful or several handfuls of guys who may have some cardiovascular issues? I mean, that would be a substantial burden on the medical system to do that many advanced studies.
Well, by the way, this is not a new issue that finds itself with just COVID. 9% of sudden cardiac deaths among athletes come from this same thing pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is what causes sudden death in athletes. And I mean, it goes back to, Hank Gathers from Loyola Marymount and Reggie Lewis and so on. And yes, there's the people who drop from heart-related problems, it's from hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which is something that's been, present for a long period of time. But the number one really screening test for that is just like a history and physical. Do you have anyone in your family who's died at a young age from a heart issue? So not, we don't screen. Right now we're doing high school physicals and college physicals and everything like that. You don't send to every high school kid for an EKG or a heart study. You ask them if they have a history, if they ever had shortness of breath, if they ever passed out, and try to stratify it from a risk standpoint.
Man, the whole thing's interesting because as I'm hearing you say that, Doc, like I'm thinking about what the players are requesting, which is reasonable. Of hey, we want to be in a safe environment, but you can't. I mean, there's no way to ever guarantee that. But even if you quarantine coronavirus, even if you at some point stop coronavirus from the spread inside of a locker room or inside of a facility, there's always going to be these questions about the people who have already had it. Is that correct to assume?
Yeah, that's not going to go away. And I don't think, we're not going to know the answers on that for years. I mean, we may be a decade from now looking back, and there may be a bunch of people who develop, COPD type of lung symptoms who, in retrospect, they say, why did all these people get this 10 years from now? And the answer may be, oh, they all had COVID in the spring of 2020. So, we're not going to have a clear or complete picture on that for a long time.
So you're telling me in like 10 years, we're going to have that late night commercial. If you worked at the Tyson Food Factory and got COVID and you are experiencing COPD, join the lawsuit of Hatfield and Hatfield or something like that.
I mean, yeah, potentially that could be there. It's going to be a pretty weak lawsuit because, no one really has any idea what's going on. So they're not going to have a lot to stand on from a legal standpoint. But we just aren't going to know all of the downstream effects of this for a long time because it still is such a short period of time. We're only talking about, worldwide, we're talking about like 8 or 9 months. And in the States, we're talking about, 5 or 6 months. And so there still is just not enough data or information to really know the effect that could potentially have on people. But it's definitely scary that, that you may be asymptomatic or relatively asymptomatic and come through it and you're fine and you get back to working out and have some sort of downstream heart-related issues.
Wow. Yeah, see, for me, that's the thing when I read that today, I was wanting to ask you about, and I know it's not orthopedic and, I'm sorry about that, but that's the thing for me that all of a sudden went, geez. And it's not even like, James, it's not even one of these things where should we play or not play about it. It's It's more of a human interest type of thing. It's more stuff that affects all of us in this room, not just people on college campuses that weren't really thinking about or talking about back in April when they canceled the basketball tournament.
No, I mean, it's always the effects or what it does to your body afterwards. I remember listening to an expert come in when they did the director of football operations conference for the NCAA, and just what her thing was is just what it does to your body in the now if you are symptomatic, but it's never talked about how your body comes back. And there are examples like Von Miller. He's a guy who stresses that he's still not 100%, and he was one of the first to have it in the NFL. Xavier Thomas at Clemson, he's actually redshirted. Dabo said he's not close to coming back. He's not close to being where he was last year. And I think the psychological effect that a lot of people don't understand, because I mean, it's not just that they've never been great at anything. It's just that their bodies haven't been able to be exceptional. So, like, I joke on the show a lot about one day I could dunk a basketball, and it just seems like the next day I couldn't. I just couldn't do it anymore. My body just said no. It's done. Like, but I was old. I mean, I was on like 30. I was like 33, 34. Well, not old, relatively old, 33, 34, and hadn't really done anything. I had accepted that I'm not playing in the NFL anytime soon. But I can only imagine being 19 to 20 years old in the best shape of my life, and I got effectively a virus that everybody's telling me is no big deal, but I know what my body was able to do, and I know what my body's not able to do now.
Did we lose? Are you still there, Doc?
No, yeah, I'm still there. I mean, I think that's true, and that's for some of these guys who are in great shape who've gone through it. It's got to be somewhat shocking. You know, Von Miller saying that a month or two later, he still doesn't feel like he's back to where he was before. I mean, the guy's in the peak of he's in the 0.5% of all athletes in the world, maybe higher. You know?
Hey, one last question.
Football, college football is there just is no, you can't put college football in a bubble the way the NBA has. I mean, the NBA has done a pretty good job of, and the NHL too, I guess, has done a pretty good job of really, creating a safe environment for these guys to work in. But just really isn't realistic on the broad scale collegiate level, at least not in any way that I can think of.
No, not even if it's just Power Five. I mean, before when you talked about this, you were talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of teams by the time you put in Group of Five, all that kind of stuff. But even if you were to narrow it down to, 60 teams in different parts of the country who are supposed to be amateur athletes in these different states on scholarship, it's impossible. You wouldn't even want to attempt it. My question, though, Doc, is from a medical standpoint, if you're working with one of these conferences, one of these teams, and you're advising them, and it's one of these things where they're coming to you saying, hey, what should we do here? Is there a situation right now with the lack of data that we have that a doctor would go to them and say, yeah, you know what, it's okay to play?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, because the information is still, the long-term information is still so limited, in a lot of these scenarios, it really comes down to opinion. Like, what's your opinion? And so that even the infectious disease experts are really giving their opinion because we just don't, we don't know. If we knew exactly how many cases of COVID would cause myocarditis of the heart, there would be a number where you'd be like, this is just a completely unacceptable amount of risk to take on. Everything has to be canceled. But we just don't know what that, we don't know what that number is. So all you can do is kind of, give your best, follow as much of the scientific data as you can, and then give your best opinion. And so are there people out there who think it's safe to play? I'm sure there are. And there's other people who probably think it's completely unsafe to play. And, the truth is somewhere in the middle. And again, the problem is it's sports specific and it's league specific. And, just sort of like when we were back in March and April trying to figure out what should you do is New York City different than Jacksonville, Florida? Well, yeah. In March and April, it was way different. The problem was tremendous up in the Northeast, and it was like no big deal down here. And then all of a sudden, everything flipped, and now the Northeast has opened to a much safer extent than it has in Florida. So, it's the same kind of thing. What works for the NBA might not work for college football, and what works for hockey, may not work for the NFL. So I think it becomes very fragmented in terms of what you can do from a sports standpoint.
Yeah, it's depressing. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. It's depressing when you sit down and really realize what's going on here. But what's happening in South? What's that?
Sorry, the last thing I was going to say is, we all know, right? Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So, the Mountain West canceling the season, all the rumblings about the Big Ten, when we start hearing that stuff, just like back in March when, the Ivy League didn't play canceled their conference tournament, and then, Rudy Gobert tests positive, NBA shuts down, the tournament shuts down. Like, once you start hearing these things, they tend to tumble in that direction.
Yeah, people aren't making this stuff up. There's
Yeah.
definitely
So if
something to it.
if the Big Ten decides not to play football in the fall, I mean, that's a domino that's gonna.
I agree. I agree. And we're actually going to come back next segment and talk about that. Is if the ultimate decision is made for them not to, what does the rest of the college football world look like? But I do want to ask you, so everything's normal at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. I know that because both my mom and my wife have been in there lately. You guys are back to business as normal, correct?
Yep, we're back to business as normal, doing our best, the best we can, in all this crazy times to help people with their musculoskeletal and orthopedic problems. And so all our offices are open. Regular business hours, elective surgeries are still going on as normal. And so people are getting their hips and knees replaced and their ACLs and rotator cuffs fixed. And so we're certainly taking more precautions than we ever have in the past from a, cleaning standpoint and mask standpoint. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think that's kind of the new normal, for at least the short term. So, we're going to keep doing that and doing our part from an orthopedic standpoint. So come on in and check us out, and happy to help.
If you've got any issues at all, get to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. They do just about everything from chiropractic medicine to, like Dr. Swanson just said, hip replacements, shoulder surgery, ACL surgery, all that kind of stuff, spine care, even physical therapy. They can do it all at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. If you're having knee or shoulder issues, get to Dr. Swanson. When you give them a call at 904-634-0640, ask for Dr. Swanson if your knee or your shoulder is bothering you. Those are his specialties. Doc, we appreciate it as always.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
All righty. Big Ten, if it's true and they can football, what does that really mean for ACC, SEC, Big 12? We'll talk about that coming up next.
Now, Studio Talk with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
The captain of the ship is giving orders. My ship makes me captain.
The Drill.
They be my charts. That makes you sharper.
Mornings.
Stow it!
On 1010XL.
Engagement ring shopping is enough of a challenge for your average guy, but try doing it while on a ship deployed hundreds of miles away.
My name's Andrew. I'm a chief petty officer in the United States Navy, and I work in Mayport, Florida.
Andrew wanted to propose to his girlfriend when he returned, so he reached out to Diamonds Direct via email.
They had really great reviews while looking online, so I shot him an email telling him my story, that I was gone out at sea, wouldn't be back for 6 months. I gave her kind of my price range, and she was able to send me pictures and information about many different rings, and then I made my choice and picked it out.
Andrew made arrangements for a friend to bring him the ring as soon as his ship docked, and the proposal turned out to be a huge event.
And then the moment I walked off the brow onto the pier, my girlfriend was standing there, which is when I dropped to a knee and proposed to her. It was great. Hundreds of people there on the pier, and we were actually featured on the news.
Diamonds Direct.
They're extremely military friendly. If you're in the Navy and like me looking for an engagement ring, Diamonds Direct is an excellent place to go. They're going to take care of you.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Dr. Eric Aguilar, retired U.S. Navy chief, is ready to serve as your next representative in Congress for Florida's 4th District, serving Nassau, St. John's, and parts of Duval County.
After serving the people of our country, it's time for me to continue my service with the people in our communities. I'm stepping up to the front line to work with families all across the First Coast, Fernandina Beach and Hilliard to Jacksonville, down to St. Augustine, and everywhere in between. Are you ready to get to work with me?
Cast your vote by August 18th.
I'm Dr. Eric Aguilar, and I approve this message.
EricForCongress.com. Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 10th, 1980, golfing legend Jack Nicklaus won his 17th career major tournament by capturing the PGA Championship at Oak Hill Country Club in New York.
I was on the go. It was time to eat. I said, baby, where my Danny? 'Cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got that soggy sandwich blue. Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah, she done me wrong. Didn't get my dandy. I need my ham and cheese.
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
Should've known better, only dandy will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
When it's summer in Northeast Florida, you need to know you can count on your cooling system. Cooler times will come, but fall is a long way off. You don't have to sweat it out. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. A small adjustment may be all you need. And Mike Merritt's Heating and Air is here to get your system in tip-top condition. If you do need something new, Mike Merritt offers a 10-year warranty on new systems. That gives you peace of mind you won't find anywhere else. Year in, year out, people wonder, what's Mike Merritt's secret? What can explain 30 years of excellence? The answer is simple. Mike Merritt is always ready to help and never an overtime charge. Merritt's techs work without commissions. They only do what you need. Merritt's cheerful staff is ready to help anytime. Call today. License number CAC 050384. On the web at merrittair.com.
Now more than ever, we understand that employee safety is not a luxury, it's a necessity. That's why Hex Armor works with customers to deliver innovative PPE solutions. Available at Rich Safety, safety gloves, face shields, isolation gowns, eyewear, hard hats, and more. Order at richsafety.com or stop by their Phillips Highway location to see the wide array of high-quality, rugged, and comfortable safety products from Hex Armor. Visit Rich Safety on Phillips Highway today.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
It is the Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. Make sure you get to thehumidor.com for all of your cigar needs. Huge selection of cigars, already low prices. And then you're going to type in Sports Den, all lowercase, all one word, and you're going to get 20% off of your order right there at thehumidor.com. And it'll be delivered right to your house. You won't even have to leave the house. It's the way to do it.
It's the best way.
So Big Ten, let's say Big Ten cancels football.
Okay.
Are we in agreement that that's where it looks like it's going to go?
Yeah.
They're not going to.
They've been talking about this for a minute.
Right. What do you believe happens to the other conferences at that point?
Pac-12. Let's not say cancel, right?
Okay.
Postpone to spring. but more than likely cancel. But like they're going to say they're delaying it, and then there'll be a discussion, a candid discussion about the health and safety of players playing during that time. So,
I like the word pause. They've been using that a lot
yeah,
lately. Let's just pause.
this sounds better. Like it
as if the world's not going to keep going on.
Right.
feels better.
Pause is like you're at a good part in a movie and you got to pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We can
Like,
come back to it.
Right. Nothing changes.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah,
They're
right.
definitely not going to not play and wait for the NFL draft. It's going to
Yeah.
be cool.
These
Spring
guys,
football's going to work perfectly.
We're just going to hit
guys.
pause and come right back.
these
to
kids
it.
love the university. They're just going to come and they're going to give us.
And they're definitely going to do all their classes during the fall.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's just a pause. Yes.
What I think the Pac-12 will be in there, and I think the three conferences that most people care about. Not that the people don't care about the Big Ten, but it's different in the South.
Right. People do care about the Big Ten. Big Ten is big
Yeah.
news. Much
But I'm
bigger than the
just saying,
Pac-12.
The South, it means more. It just
Right.
means more. The South will rebel, as the South historically has done.
They're shown to do that.
Exactly.
Since when are we going to let some Yankees tell us what to do?
We've had a propensity to be rebellious.
What's the third one you were saying? ACC, SEC, and who?
Big 12?
Oh, Big
Yeah.
12. True that.
I mean,
Which doesn't have 12 teams.
Right. I'm just mentioning them because they're, part of the Power Five. But I disagree.
Okay.
I think that it's a very bad sign if those two conferences say that's it. I think there will be an effort, but I think at the end of the day, we'll be without college football.
Okay, that's what you're disagreeing with college football being played.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't say it was good.
No. I disagree. No, I want you guys to be right. I want
This is Dan Woken.
I want chaos to happen. Like I want Ohio State to be in the SEC for a year.
Yes.
I want Nebraska to go somewhere.
I want
just
Nebraska to play Oklahoma again.
Yes, I want complete and utter chaos.
I think once we
and I want them to have to lengthen the football season. There's so many conference
Oh, hell
teams.
yeah.
I think the chaos
Expand the playoffs?
Yes.
I think the chaos will expand the playoff, but I think it would just taste so good that you can't go back.
I agree.
Oh, that's the problem. It'll be an 18 playoff, and
Right.
they're not going to change it.
Oh,
back.
everything, JJ. Imagine a world where the best teams who really care about football, like bump COVID, we're playing, are all in three conferences.
Three major conferences.
Imagine that. I don't want to go back to the old way.
I think what's going to
I
happen
know.
We haven't even seen it yet, and we want it.
if we play football, the NCAA as we know it
Done. Yep.
is over.
Thank
Done.
God.
Done. Yep. And nobody's even.
That's
shedding
the
a tear
silver
about
lining with all this is like
We've seen how much
the NCAA sucks. I don't even think Mark Emmert even said anything today.
it's a reason. There's not much he can
What's
say.
he gonna
What is
say?
he going to
Yeah.
say?
It's like the movies, like when you see the guys, like the general who knows it's over. He went and fought. Like he made his last ditch effort. It was all here.
He went and poured himself a drink. Sat
And
down.
that's what he's doing. His card was going to Congress. And when Congress said, why should we intervene with you to give you antitrust? And they basically just chewed him up and spit him out. He realized, I don't have the power that I thought I had. My power is in deception and making these presidents think that they need me and making these kids believe that this is the only way. But before that, you know who took a lot of his power? Because they own more of the NCAA of the basketball tournament than they do football. And it's only a few. The guy you hate. LeVar Ball was one of the first ones to do it. When he took we all know the middle child ain't no good. The third child is, though. When he took him, it took him to play
That's so true.
pro ball.
I'm the middle child.
That game.
And the third brother is like the best. Like he works at ESPN. He's only like 23. But go ahead.
That gave the G League, which I thought was still the D League, but I didn't find out it was the G
Gatorade
League
bought it, yeah.
until they started throwing out G's.
To be clear, I hate LeVar Ball. I don't hate his ideas or his concept.
He's a great entrepreneur.
He's
Right.
loud.
I just can't stand
He's loud.
him.
His teeth are weird.
Right. I just want to be
You know,
clear.
some
I
of the
hate
stuff,
this.
They're yellow.
He is a patriot.
They're like real buttery. like popcorn movie.
That's
butter.
true.
It's amazing.
It don't have anything to do with his teeth on why I hate him
wonder
either.
if
But
he
go
said-
ahead.
And they're
Does he
like
soak them?
They're super big. Too.
Like I do a peroxide rinse. Do you think he does like a butter rinse? Anyways, whatever. I don't
As
know how
someone who smokes cigarettes, I'll never make fun of another man's yellow teeth. That's just
that's
it's a
different.
principle.
I can understand cigarettes. I don't know what he's
He
done.
just doesn't.
I don't know
doesn't
why his
brush.
teeth. Whatever, man. That's not what we're talking about. The G League offering people $500,000. I had a great lunch with a guy who's become like a mentor, Mr. Deloach. His son. I hope my kids are like this. Like his oldest daughter ran track at Ohio State. Kaylin Deloach plays football at Florida State. His youngest son, JJ, is a top basketball prospect.
Nice.
They're talking about going to a school, and they ain't even talking about college. They're like, they know college offers are there. They're trying to get this bread. They're trying to get this guap. So that's there. That put a dent. And then now and then you know who else, who really, I hate bringing politics into sports, but you know who really issued the death blow, and he knows it's 11 months away? Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yes, he did.
When he signed the
NIL.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You think for a second Florida State, Florida, Miami, South Florida, Central Florida ain't gonna use that? Regardless of the conference, it's legal.
I think he knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah.
DeSantis? Oh, he knew what he was doing.
But what
And
I'm
I know
saying
we
is,
didn't get the video game for a lot of years, but we have to give O'Bannon a lot of credit for this as well.
shout out to that 5 racks that I got.
Nice.
I wish I'd got more, but I'm like, people were like, "Oh, that's it." Shoot, that was more than I got.
Hell yeah.
3 years
More
of
than
work.
I had before.
Yeah, I
Didn't know you were getting it? Yeah.
Didn't know I was. I thought
It's
it was
one thing to find
frivolous.
$5 in your pocket. It's
Here's the-
another thing to
Here's the
find
thing. He got
$5,000.
$5,000, and don't let him fool you. When the game first came out, he loved it.
I
The
love
game
it.
is the best.
Didn't think anything about name, image, likeness. Like, that's me
He was
right
like, "That's
there.
me. I'm gonna name
I
him
knew
me."
that was
And
me.
he got paid for it 5 years later.
I knew it was me.
Did you make your stats better?
No,
Nice.
I was good on the game. Why
What
would I
was
need
your
to?
average? Or your like overall?
I was 89 one year, and I was 93 the second, like 1 year. I was
What?
60. I was 65,
Your freshman year?
like my sophomore. I was on my sophomore, junior, senior year.
You got in the 90s?
Yeah, dude, I was
They
nice.
were
76
very-
speed.
Wow, they were just throwing out those fullback scores. Like,
Dude, I played. Like I was nice.
I know, but I'm just saying. Usually, like 90 is all
Like Tyreek Hill.
Americans.
I was shocked. I won't lie, but people judged you on your score.
What was your best asset?
I don't remember. A
Like
lot
your
looked at was
toughness?
speed, jumping, catch,
Jumping.
short. Like they have all that stuff on there, man. But like I didn't really care. I was happy I was that. Like I didn't use me.
Did you
I didn't
intentionally
even
run
play
like a
with
triple
Florida State.
option?
I didn't even play with Florida State.
Triple option was always impossible stopping those games.
Dude, I literally would never pass and beat my brother's ass
Oh,
every
yeah.
single time.
I did the opposite of what people at small schools did. I went and got the small school and I built them into a
Yes,
powerhouse.
I would make my own.
We were
I was the
recruiting.
Penguins
I
like
was
every
big in
time,
recruiting.
and I
You
would
were
have
throwing
like blue
bags.
field.
Yeah, we was definitely throwing bags.
Shapiro
man.
was out there.
Right. I think I had Akron win a national championship.
Hell yeah.
But all of that being said is that these are all things that he's looking at this stuff coming at him, and he's just tired. And
Mark Emmert, you're talking.
I mean, Mark Emmert, and he's like, if it wasn't for this damn virus that sent everybody home,
I could have kept this lie going.
we would have been good.
He'd had another year or
If
two
it
in
wasn't
him.
for these pesky kids and that stupid dog, I'd be like, it's like the Scooby-Doo villain. But I think social media also put the nail in the coffin for him, because I was talking about, like when I was there, we had conferences, we had student athlete advisory councils, which is basically your player liaison to the NCAA. So when people are like, they need a union and we need people to speak for us, you already have that on campus. They have this. That's why I don't understand why they didn't just do the right thing. They have systems in place to make this happen. But you don't really, I didn't know how to talk to nobody in California like that. Facebook didn't become popular, but even then, you had to have a college email. And at first, you could only talk to people in your college network. Then they expanded it, but it was slow. Like, so where we couldn't really, there was no Twitter. There was MySpace, but wasn't nobody using MySpace for that. Now, these guys, and then on the phone, I got to wait till after 9 o'clock to talk to them for most of my college career.
Anytime
And it was
the free minutes.
Yeah, it was 6 there, so they couldn't pick up the phone. They had to wait. And they couldn't send me a text message because it was 40 cents a text message during that time. Now
and you had to press the same button over 3 times just to get one letter.
Very inefficient. Now I can talk to somebody in California with ease. Like I could probably easier than I can talk to somebody here. So now these guys can actually not necessarily unionize, but get on the same page and see what the other people are doing. And that scares old people who are in a old state of mind that are still thinking like this is.
I think there's
the
some.
60s.
I think there's some good though that for those people who are in that state of mind, because I'm a little bit in that state of mind as well. I mean, I've grown up with this. We all have. I love college football. I don't want to see it completely overhauled. I want people to do the right thing, but I don't.
Me neither. But it
want
needs
there
a
to be-
change.
It does. But I think when you see guys like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, those are the two main ones. When they're leading the charge, it would have been really easy for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields to call up an agent today and go, "Yep, it's over. Go ahead and give me my couple hundred G's. Let me start training. Let's keep it moving." They chose not to.
Right.
They chose to stand up because they want to play for the universities that they're at. They're competitive guys. They want their last year in college.
They want to win a Heisman.
They want to win a Heisman. They want to win a national championship. They want to do all of those things with those teammates.
Well, Justin doesn't necessarily. He wants to win. He doesn't really care about the university. He just really wants to win. He might like Ohio State, but he started at Georgia. Trevor has a little bit more.
My point is the college experience is still valuable to these guys.
Without a doubt.
And I think in the last couple of weeks we've talked so much about unionization and all this kind of stuff that I think that's been pushed under. Like we still have to realize that people's main goal as athletes, as football players, is to play on Saturdays. Like that is their first goal.
Right.
Is I want to play on Saturdays. It's not I want to play on Saturdays and get paid. It's I want to play on Saturdays.
I would like to get paid. I would like to be treated as such. I would like to, because I know this is the only way I can get to Sundays. Like it's if it was just about the college experience and it was just about academics, Harvard, Yale, and Princeton would have the greatest football teams still.
That's not what I said.
No,
I didn't say it was about
what I'm saying is not. I'm saying they're fine with playing on Saturdays. That's the current construct. It was never about not playing. It was about treat me treat me fairly. And what the NCAA said was, "Nah, son, we're gonna shut this thing down."
No, I'm talking about what I was saying is high school guys,
Mm-hmm.
not guys in college right now,
Mm-hmm.
not the 33 5-stars, but the average guy. Like they want to go and play college football.
Right, but if
we make it sound like it is a torture chamber, and it's not. It's not even close to it. Right? It's a bunch of guys who have made a bunch of money off of guys playing for them. That is absolutely true. It is not a torture chamber though. And it's like I think people are trying to make it seem that way, and it's not.
Like
it's
they're
still a goal.
going against their will or something.
Right,
like that.
right. It's still what they want to do. They're still proud to sign the scholarships. They still love the colors. They still want to be there. When they get there, they get dope experiences. Should they be paid? Yes. Is it the worst thing in the world? No, not even close.
Well said.
I don't think anybody's said that. It's hard. People say it's hard because people belittle it and think that it's just easy. Like you just woke up one day and we're faster, bigger, and stronger than everybody else. No, I always make sure. I want to make sure people know the average human being could not wake up at 5 a.m. to make sure that they did workouts and do those things and get a degree. But what I'm saying is literally if the parents knew, if a kid wants to make a little bit of money off of his name, image, and likeness, like any other kid their age, any other 18-year-old, they're not asking for anything that any other 18-year-old can't get. And that scholarship is literally the maximum grant and aid. Anybody can do that. Like it's nothing that's not attainable by a normal student. That's unattainable by a normal student. You can get maximum grant and aid at your favorite public institution and not play football. You just won't get the sweats.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is the way that people are talking about college football and about all this kind of stuff is like JJ said, they're holding these people against their will, and they're saying you have to do this.
There's no other way to get to the
James,
NFL.
People are so proud to go to college and play football.
It's not that you can't be proud. It's you can be two things. You can be proud of the situation and also acknowledge, like you said, you can acknowledge the fact that, you know what, it should be better, but right now it's not. We're working toward those.
Are you going to suggest to me that when you go and you play major college football, you don't have massive advantages over other students in that school?
Explain what the massive advantage is.
Your facilities are a million times better. You're treated a million times better.
Better than the Magnet Lab at FSU? That's billions of dollars.
Yeah, I would say so.
No, it's not. The Mag Lab is better than the football.
James.
Matter of fact, they had it before that. You mean to tell me, like, the University of Florida Medical School?
Okay,
isn't millions and millions of dollars is important?
So you're telling me yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. But they're not walking into plush locker rooms. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be paid.
That's fair, but
they're not walking into plush locker rooms full of buffets,
but what
full
I'm
of
saying
all
is,
of
that comes out of my grant aid.
I don't get that as a regular student.
Yes, you can, but you can.
I can go. Okay, so you're telling me I can get a lock and go with my grant aid, and I can go into the Florida locker room.
Hold up. This is the fact.
Take a nap.
Time out. This is the fact. Facts.
Okay.
All a football scholarship is the maximum grant and aid. They itemize. They send your parents and itemize.
You and I are talking about two different things.
No. Shush. If you are a student and you get the maximum grant and aid based on your academics, you know what, you don't get that locker. You know what you get? You get the full $50,000 that they say is what yours. That's what my scholarship was. Every year they sent my mom a literal document that showed how much my locker cost. My academics paid for my locker.
And you believe that?
It doesn't matter. I was a student. Was I a student? And did I get accepted into Florida's? And did I sign a grant aid?
Would you have got accepted into Florida State?
That's not the point. The point is,
every time I say something, you're saying something else like that.
My exceptional talent is what got me there. A math student's exceptional talent is what got them there.
So you're going to tell me that football players don't have it better than every other athlete and every other student?
There are 420 student athletes at Florida State. I guarantee you, there's almost there might not be 420. Actually, there's 85 football players that are full scholarship. I guarantee you there's 85 students at Florida State who are on full academic scholarship.
That's I'm sure there's a lot more than that.
They are exceptional.
So answer my question. You're going to tell me that they get the same benefits that the football players get?
My scholarship is $50,000.
Answer my question.
Yes.
So okay.
Yes.
So
it is.
So apparently I've never been smart enough, and I've never been to the part of the college where smart kids get the cold tubs, they get the buffets, they get the locker rooms, they get to travel in style, they get unlimited apparel. I've never been to that part of the college.
You know why that's not there? Because that's not taken out of their freaking scholarship. Literally, it's taken out of your scholarship.
That's what I just asked you. Do they have that available to them?
Yes, they have
Where?
They have the fiscal part. Give me my 2,000. Don't give me. You know what? I could go to the Nike outlet and get me some gear. Get me one sweatsuit a year.
Okay,
I can go to do that. What I'm saying is fiscally, they get that. If you're on, it's maximum grant aid. Yes, you don't get the food. You don't get that, but you can get the chow hall at the school. You can actually get the money. Matter of fact, there's people who go when they tell you that they don't, when they tell you, hold on, when they tell you they don't want you to play football anymore and they keep you on scholarship, your scholarship, your stipend goes from $850 to $2,000.
Okay,
that is a fact. So you've traded to get $850 to get your $2,000 to not have that locker. You can go buy you a better apartment. You can go buy you better food. You can go and your books are still paid for. Your tuition is still paid for. You get everything that I get.
So with that additional stipend, you can do everything the football team gets.
You don't get you don't get to catch a flight that they take out of your check. What I'm saying is it dope? Yes, it is. But can it be better for what you're providing?
Of course it can be.
But what I'm saying is it's literally just the maximum student aid. That's what they're doing. The maximum grant aid. That's what it is. It's not a lie.
James, what you're saying is I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying these guys are not living in misery.
It's not suggested. You can. What I said before all of this, you can be proud of the university that you're playing for. But you can also look at the facts and say, you know what, I probably should be getting. You don't have to have. You can say both. It's the truth.
No kidding.
But what I'm saying is it's not misery. It's just not what you. Do we not have the story? Okay. Do we not have the stories of guys who are still hungry, even with all of that? They can't pay for it. They don't have a job. They don't have any other way. They're still like, that's something that's not misery. But when you're burning 7,000, 8,000 calories a day,
just like we have the stories of people graduating with $250,000 of debt. Like, there's always those stories. It is what it is.
But if you can control it and you don't have to do it, that's the difference.
Isn't that what we're trying to get to?
But
these aren't concentration camps.
Nobody said that. They've just said America is about getting the maximum benefit out of what you can do while you can do it. Nobody, name me, who said it? Show me that so we can clown them. I want them to be my hated clown. Who said it was a concentration camp?
Man, no, okay, so now that's where we're going to go with
No.
this? Is that where we want to go? Because I'm going to start doing that literally with everything you say, too.
That was the last thing you just said. Who's saying this really?
That's what we're going to do.
Forget the concentration part.
So hold on, time out.
Forget that. Who said it's literally that bad that they want to walk away from it? All I've seen is people say, I want to be able to earn money because I think it's better. But if somebody said it's worse, it's really, really the worst thing in the world, let's pull those tweets up. Or let's talk to those people.
All we hear right now is how bad college football is.
Okay.
Man, they are taking advantage of these kids, and these kids need to unionize, and they need to stand up against this thing.
So they're not taking advantage of them.
Will you let me finish? It's like every single time that this is said, I think about the hundreds of millions of dollars being poured into everything that these kids have. I'm not saying they shouldn't be paid. I'm also telling you they live a much better life, I don't care what anybody says, than the average college player or the average college athlete even. Nobody talks about baseball getting paid. Nobody talks about volleyball getting paid. Nobody talks about any of those people getting paid on a normal basis. Go look at their facilities compared to football. Go look at the life they live as an athlete compared to football. I understand football's bringing in the money, but they're also getting rewarded for it with the facilities that they chose to go to.
I can't speak for everywhere. All I know is volleyball worked out in our weight room.
Have I ever heard you say?
I know a girl named Ashley Meyer. When I was broke and I couldn't eat, Ashley Meyer got the full scholarship check.
Have you ever said on here that volleyball is getting taken advantage of and needs to be getting paid?
Like anybody could use their name, image, and likeness, and that is one of the biggest things that I've ever fought for. But if volleyball, for example, the University of Florida volleyball program probably are getting taken advantage of. They have a great volleyball program.
I think they should be paid too. I'm just saying it's not as miserable as what people will make you believe. That's all I'm saying. We're way behind.
Yeah, I just don't understand where that. I guess that's my thing. I don't know where that argument comes from. All I know is people say that they should get more, and you've agreed with me on this.
Where what argument? All right, let's get we'll continue this on the other side. We got to get to 8 o'clock. We're way behind. We'll be right back.
Somewhere on a beach.
On a beach towel, my shades on, my drinks up, and the sun's out. I'm somewhere on a beach.
Someone is listening to 1010XL.
This is Coach Garris from Oakley. We highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for our kids. We want our student athletes to be treated like the pros.
This is Dr. Aaron Bates with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Our team is always ready to help with any orthopedic pain issue you may have. Visit us online at sc-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm Eddie Farah. An important day for any family is payday. It can be pretty disturbing when you've been hurt on the job and there's a dispute over your workers' compensation benefits. Maybe your doctor feels you shouldn't be working, but your boss says, no work, no pay. Maybe your doctor sent you home, but your body's telling you that it's too early to go back to work. If you have questions about your workers' compensation claim, call Farah and Farah at 396-5555. Offices, Jacksonville.
As an investor, what do you get from a discount broker or mutual fund? Not much. But if you're seeking planning, financial architecture, direction, and personal interaction, we're a fee-based, independent, credentialed financial advisor. We are Capital Dimensions Wealth Management, a Jacksonville-based firm that performs in-depth analysis and on-site interviews with companies globally before investing our clients' money. If we can help, call 730-3877 or drop by our office on University Boulevard. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA and SIPC.
Frank Ramsey here for Big Chief Tire. When shopping for new tires or car service, you shouldn't have to sacrifice service for a good deal. That's why you should choose Big Chief Tire. At Big Chief Tire, they treat you like family. But don't just take it from us. You can count on their 4,000 Google reviews and a 4.75 average star rating across all Jacksonville locations. Rely on the team at Big Chief Tire for your tire, oil, brake, suspension, and alignment services. Schedule an appointment. Visit BigChiefService.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to their website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
In 1919, my great-grandfather founded Catlin as a Studebaker dealership, and now we're the oldest truck accessory store in the U.S. This is Keith Catlin, and I'm proud to be the fourth-generation owner. If you need anything for your truck, van, or SUV, come see us. From Lear toppers to roll and lock bed covers to trailer hitches and everything in between. Let us take care of all your accessory needs. Quality counts at Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
McKeever Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
Bueller, air conditioning repairs. Seriously, guys. Hey, Hicken here. Not only are my friends at Bueller Air Conditioning the coolest guys in the business, they truly are the best at air conditioning repairs. Take it from me. I use them in my home, and from start to finish, they are absolutely terrific. So when the heat gets too much for your home, call Bueller Air and stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys and keyless entry remotes, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the hassles. For honest professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
It is 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on the Sports Den. Every single night is brought to you by Luce Air Quality, L-U-C-E airquality.com. Environmental testing for your home or your business. That's what they do. If you've got a single home, if you just are a homeowner, you're concerned about your air quality, give them a call. If you have multiple properties, if you're a property manager even, and you've got millions of square feet and you want to have it all checked out, Luce Air Quality can handle that as well. They're locally owned and operated. If you think you have mold issues, get them out there right away. If you've had water damage or fire, bring Luce Air Quality out to your property. Have them check it out. Or you can call them at 904-803-1014. That's 904-803-1014. That's Luce, L-U-C-E, airquality.com. We don't really have a long time for 8 o'clock. Do you have anything like specifically?
I have a very quick one if he doesn't.
Good.
PGA Championship happened yesterday. It was actually pretty epic. I know you guys didn't watch it, but it was great. Anyway, there's this kid that won. His name is Colin Morikawa. He's leaving the 18th green after he just won his first major. It's a big effing deal, okay? Usually the girlfriend runs, their wife, they're crying, kissing, hugging, whatever. Please Google right now or Twitter Morikawa's girlfriend and the way that she reacted. She pushed my dude away and made him give her a high five.
What?
On national TV, CBS, tens of millions of people watching. It was super. I felt so bad for the guy. I was like, this is his highest of high, lady, and you're ruining this.
What's
He'll
his name?
never get this back again.
You
Like
said
this
Justin?
feeling. No, Colin with 2 L's. Just Morikawa girlfriend. She's very beautiful, by the way.
Okay.
But
Thank
she
you
like
for spelling that.
she like gave.
No, I'm saying like the Colin part.
Yeah,
I was. Oh, she's nice.
Yeah, she is. But if you could find the video of yesterday, of
She
him,
looks like somebody who would do something.
yeah, like COVID's happening, so pushed you aside. It was like, dude, this is my guy's biggest moment in his life so far. And he had to be embarrassed on TV by this chick, man.
Wait, the one I'm
she's good at
seeing.
golf too.
The one I'm seeing too is from 2019.
Oh, okay, where she's like crying and hugging.
Maybe you should Google it, not Twitter it. Yeah.
Maybe she's tired of him winning.
No,
Here
this
it is
was
right here. He putted, got the putt.
Yeah.
Smile, nice teeth. comes over to his caddy, bumps. I like that. That's some bro love right there.
Here it is. Awkward exchange.
He's coming to her, talking. Nods her head. Come on, man.
Because there's
that not it?
He's walking off the course and he goes up to like hug her, and then she like acts real weird, and he has to give her a high five. And maybe it was because of like the COVID protocols, but like, who cares?
There's
dude?
no COVID protocols. You just
won a major.
He just hugged his caddy.
Yeah, she did right after that. That's what made me think maybe they had some.
Wait, she shunned him and then hugged his caddy?
I think the caddy was like, "Hey, get over here. Quit acting like that."
Oh, he dropped his. He dropped his own.
But yeah, that's exactly what happened. She hugged the caddy, but not Colin. And it's like, dude, this is your moneymaker. Do you even realize how much money your homeboy just made for y'all?
Like, kind of looks like Jackie Chan.
How dare you?
No, I'm looking at him right now. Like he's fit.
Yeah, this kid is from. I guess he just graduated from Cal, and he's like the new guy. By the way, there was like 6 dudes tied for the lead halfway through the final round. Like it was epic yesterday.
See, I'm so mad at Apple TV and Netflix and all that because I'm getting hooked on these series and I'm missing stuff like that.
Dude, on Saturday, Phil came up in the booth, and he's awesome. I want Phil to I hate Phil, by the way, or I did my whole life. But I want him to be an announcer. Like, he was so funny. His first thing, he came in, he was like, this was his first line. He goes, I'm good at 3 things: playing golf, talking about golf, and just left it at that. And they're like, super corny. They're like, oh, well, what's the other thing? It was obviously a sex joke. But like on a golf broadcast in the middle of the afternoon on Saturday, it was awesome.
I'm tired of golf being so pretentious.
That's what I'm saying. That he wasn't that.
Like,
and it was perfect.
Like, I want if somebody hits like a 60-foot putt, or I don't even know if that's
yes,
doable,
it happens.
But I'm like, oh, yes, that's what I'm talking about, B.
Like go Houston, Oakland on them.
That's
go Astros to where you're talking crap to them.
Yeah,
other guys throwing a putter at them.
See, that's what I was going to say. The problem isn't that they don't get hype, because they do.
The
problem
not the
is
golfers.
That's what I'm saying. The announcers, they get a little hype. The problem is the announcers in golf will never say anything too negative.
But why
they're
are they
never
whispering?
talking about like
Dude,
when
that
you
is a
watch
very good
basketball or baseball, you'll be like, you hear some of the announcers like, dude, this guy's so trash right now. Like, what's going on with him? In golf, you never hear that.
So I'm not gonna go into this too much. Draymond Green is
a jerk.
No.
Oh damn.
He's because I had to catch myself. Charles Barkley is just being Charles Barkley. He's actually talking about a player, breaking down the analysis, saying he doesn't really bring anything. Everybody else shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he gets defense. He's really describing it. He's describing somebody. Draymond's on the set as an analyst. Everybody gets who he's talking about. I forgot the name of the player.
Great to see Book playing well and Phoenix playing well, but get my man out of Phoenix. It's not good for him. It's not good for his career. Sorry, Chuck, but they got to get Book out of Phoenix. I need my man to go somewhere where he can play great basketball all the time and win, because he's that type of player.
Are you tampering?
Maybe.
Yeah, he was. That's why he got a $50,000 fine.
But that's not what I was talking about. It was a thing
Somebody Devin Booker, by the way.
Where Chuck Charles Barkley was breaking it down. And, everybody else got it. But Draymond and his little sensitives acting light skin, which he's not. You taking shots at me, Chuck? Ask him
you
this
think
on
he's
live.
like overly?
No, he literally asked him this on live TV. He was talking about an NBA player. Chuck's like, "What are you talking about?" Like, this is why Chuck. I'll give Chuck props. He says whatever's on his mind. If he got a problem with you, he doesn't have an issue telling you that. But he's also pretty professional at what he does.
I'm pissed I missed that.
He keeps it to what it is. Like, he's not going to take a shot. If he take a shot at a broadcast, they all joke all the time. He knows how to say you're trash, Draymond.
Yeah,
like,
he won't
not
mix
in
his
Why
words.
is Draymond on there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I kind of like it.
I mean, but
if he's doing stuff like that.
I guess by the time you take all the players that aren't in the bubble, of course Steph's not coming in there, Clay's not coming in there. Who's some of the other big stars?
Who's one of the loudmouths?
KD is too busy shooting shots.
He's lame.
And sliding girls'
And
DMs.
Kyrie's going to go in there talking about flat Earth and whatever.
Right, so I
Probably
guess he
COVID's
probably
not
would
real.
be the biggest star that's not in the bubble that's available.
Yeah.
Well, star. He's the biggest mouth.
Well, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my initial thought
Steph
was,
is the
why would you
biggest
pick
star.
him? But all
He
the good
does have
players
a
are
big
still in the
mouth.
bubble.
Steph is the biggest star.
But that's what you were saying. Steph ain't coming out there.
Yeah.
Man. Steph chilling.
Exactly. He makes too much money. And the thing is, this is Draymond's thing, going back to the Devin Booker thing. Because remember, he was the one who was talking to KD like during the season, like, bro, you got to get out of there. You got to come over here, have some fun, win a title.
Lost the game. First thing he did was picked up the phone to call KD.
Yes, exactly. And
now
he's
KD
just that
hates him.
guy. He needs players around him to win, which is the irony of this whole, hey, get out of a place, come to a place where you can win. Because, like, dude, if you were on Phoenix, Draymond, what are you going to change? You suck, man, and you're washed now. It's just funny hearing him talk about.
How is Phoenix holding Booker back? Like, that's the part I don't really understand.
They've been a terrible franchise, but this year it seems like they're finally getting things going. Yeah.
It has been all year.
His whole career he's been scoring, but this year they're actually, in the bubble, they're actually winning games.
Yeah.
I think they're undefeated.
Hey, because we got way behind, I want to take a break because there's unique Ngakoue news today.
Yes. We haven't talked a Jaguar thing.
Yes. And we need to I want to get to some of the text line stuff, and I want to get to unique Ngakoue as well. That's coming up next.
We live where they vacation.
I got my toes in the water, toes in the sand. Not a worry in a world of cold beer in my hand. Life is good today.
1010XL.
Life is good today.
Roof It Right reminds you to be on the lookout for roofing scammers this storm season. Remember, a reputable roofer will never show up at your house without an appointment and will never pressure you to sign over your insurance rights. Before you sign, stop and call your local trusted master elite roofing contract. Call Roof It Right. Schedule your free in-person or contactless appointment today at roofitRightFL.com. That's roofitRightFL.com. See why your friends and neighbors say, Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night.
Learn the secrets to bring your A game on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Yeah, well, you really crushed that ball off the tee, I'll tell you what.
Learn the latest on new equipment from all the major manufacturers on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
I was on the go. It was time to eat. I said, baby, where my Danny? Cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got the soggy sandwich blues. Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah, she got me wrong. Didn't get my Danny. I need my ham and cheese.
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
This is Coach Ellen Darley of Darley's Plumbing with a simple reminder as you're getting back to the workplace and other gatherings. Maintain the good habits you've developed over the last few months. Wash your hands often and keep a safe distance. You take care of your health. Let us take care of your plumbing needs. Our healthy and safe employees will resolve any issue, and we're there for you 24/7. Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts. Visit us at darleysplumbing.com.
Ritz Safety is Florida's trusted source for safety and COVID-related supplies, helping companies get back to work safely. Hand sanitizer, digital thermometers, masks, gloves, signs, and more. In stock now. Visit their local store on Phillips Highway or ritzsafety.com.
Wake up and smell the golf balls.
Brunch with the Tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A.
Brought to you by
Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window. Wednesday morning on 1010XL.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. If I know one thing about you, Greg, you love to go off-road, and you've got plenty of cool rides in your store to take other people off-road.
That's where my heart is. I love getting out in the woods on a side-by-side or an ATV from Honda. Man, have we got them in stock right now.
All sorts of price points, all sorts of things that they can choose from.
We've got entry-level machines all the way up to $40,000 big boy packages. Pro box top roof. We've got lift kits, big wheels, you name it, we're building it.
In the showroom, Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Hi, this is Joe Butler from Black Creek Outfitters. Getting outside on the water in the Florida sun may be the best medicine of all. At Black Creek, we specialize in getting you out on the water on kayaks and paddleboards. Two things we offer: free delivery in the area and 12 months no interest financing. Call us up at 904-645-7003 and we can get your new kayak or paddleboard out to you today so you can get on the water tomorrow. Black Creek Outfitters, locally owned and operated by the Butler family since 1983.
Hi, I'm Don with J-Dog Junk Removal. In light of today's health concerns, we want you to know we are taking the required safety precautions during the removal process. As veterans, we always go above and beyond. If you have unwanted items at your home that need to be removed, let us pick them up for you. You create the stack, and we can be in and out quick. Or we can help any homeowner safely declutter. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned and veteran-operated. Call 844-GET-JDOG or visit jdog.com and enter your zip code.
Hey folks, Hicken here. Have you heard about Zero Res? Zero Res is the only way to clean your carpet and tile the right way. It's all about the technology. Zero Res uses its patented powered water that cleans beautifully without using any soaps, detergents, or harmful chemicals. Man, I had Zero Res in my home this year, and I can tell you, after 17 years in that house, never looked better, never smelled better. Call now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for $129. Remember to mention Dan and get an additional room clean for free. That's right, the 4th room is on me. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards, the right way to clean.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
It is the Sports Den back at our normal time, back in the studios. Back to having an off day tomorrow.
Nice.
Yep. May have to run by ABC, as all of you should. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Especially if we're not on, you should drink to that, actually. Tuesday nights we should just make like National Whiskey Night or locally Whiskey Night or the dozen people that listen to us Whiskey Night.
I had myself alcoholic relapse a few nights ago. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because I wasn't working nights last week.
I've got to cut back.
So I was like, it was the first time in a few weeks, and it hits you different when you take a few weeks off. Like after a few, I was like, woo!
That Jefferson
Feeling
Reserve.
good.
The Jefferson Reserve whiskey is just,
I gotta try that.
That could put me in like the process. Y'all be like, yeah, Denny's not gonna be here for 6 weeks.
I would be working out to try to like get my alcohol back, like my drink levels back up, but I got to know we have a football season.
To pace yourself. There's no reason to pace yourself if you're not going to watch
there's no need to train to drink.
Gotcha.
What will you? Well, the NFL is still going to happen.
But
let's say the worst of the
NFL
worst.
will be on every night of the week.
Dude, I heard they're talking about even Fridays.
Oh, there's no doubt.
That would be amazing.
Which would suck for the high school kids.
Yeah,
but
I'm not watching them anyway.
What I was going to say was, let's say the worst of the worst happens for you guys who are not strictly, but mostly football. Would you like turn to another sport during the fall, or would you just be like, screw sports at all? I'm not watching any of it.
Listen, if the worst of the worst happens, if no football is played,
college or pro,
then I'm probably going to have to take a temporary leave from radio because I will be working
true that.
freaking stop.
All the kids will be back.
I'm gonna go play golf.
You should just take it up.
I've already considered it. Like,
well, maybe
I
should.
need clubs.
No, don't get into golf because this is when we need to get into our croquet.
Croquet, fair. I can do two.
Probably cheaper too. They probably
Way
go
cheaper.
along with each other. I would think they're
similar skill sets.
Right. You could go play golf and say you're training for croquet.
I mean, I'm already working on my flexibility.
Are you nice?
Yeah, because when my sciatic started bothering, I was like, yo, I got to do something. So I'm starting to I got.
What does that mean?
It's a nerve that pretty much goes from like your lower back all the way down the side of your leg.
It sounds.
And
terrifying.
it flares. Oh, it's times when you can be walking and that bad boy flare up. Oh, it puts you at attention now. It'll straighten you up.
Well, you have to be like, oh, I got to sit down, or is it? Can you still walk through it?
You gotta you want to stretch a little bit and try to walk through it, and then sit down. Sitting down
right away
for me hurts.
Well, ideally, that's what you want to do. But yes, your first instinct is to sit down. Yeah, but that's the wrong thing to do.
Anyway, Unique.
Yes, Unique Ngakoue.
Speaking of that,
has yet to sign the franchise tag.
Speaking of sitting down and not playing,
right? Exactly. Has yet to sign the franchise tag, which we're both on record saying that's kind of crazy given the situation this year.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money in a year, but especially this year. Now, on what's today? August 10th? Is today August 10th? Yes. Monday, August 10th, he has decided to part ways with his agent. Now, I don't know what to get from this because we have said either he has the worst agent ever with some of the ways that he's done things, or he's ignored his agent.
I think he's ignored his agent. I think he got fired.
You think the agent let go of Ngakoue?
Yeah.
I agree.
And they still have the same thing. I think it was bad for his business.
Can that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it just happened. Drew Rosenhaus let go of AB.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's what I think happened.
I agree. I completely agree with you. If I'm the agent and I'm a year into this and I've told Unique Ngakoue 50 times, hey, this is the
Don't call
strategy.
the owner's son.
Right. Let's not go after the owner's son. Hey, how about we sign this franchise tag when we don't even know if there's going to be football? And let's go get this $18 million. And I've told him over and over and over again things that aren't diminishing his value, but are looking after his best interest.
Right.
And he hasn't done any of them. At some point, you got to get frustrated with that.
Yeah.
And if I'm Unique Ngakoue and I'm sitting here going, wait, this has been a year and nothing has happened. I'm not traded. I don't have any additional money. I don't know what's going on. And your agent has anything to do with that, then that's fair to fire him too. Let's just say this. Let's put it this way, James. Unique Ngakoue and whoever his agent was, it wasn't working.
Right.
Whoever fired whoever.
Like, what do you want the agent to do in this situation?
Right. Yo, what are you asking for?
To me, the agent's job is to do one thing. Get your pay. Got your pay. A lot more than you had.
What are you talking about with the tag?
With the tag. Do what you got to do. I tell people this all the time. I tell kids this. Like in college when they're upset about the situation. I hear you. Do what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do. Sometimes this is what it comes down to. And that do what you got to do ain't as bad as most people's do what you got to do. 17, almost 18 million, do what you got to do. I'm going to take that for 1 year. That's just me. I'm not saying he should. Do what you want to do. Leverage and betting on yourself is one of the most American things that you could do. I can't fault you for that. But I can fault you for being silly. You know they're not budging. Like, just do what just come to the season, ball out, get paid, young man.
So he signed one contract in his career, correct?
His rookie deal.
This will be his third agent.
So can I feel free to educate the crowd?
Mm-hmm.
This guy got more frustration than anybody else. You want to know why? He is working for free.
Correct. Yes.
The agent who signs the deal is the agent who gets paid. So the guy who's eating off the rookie contract, he still get paid by Unique. The second guy, I guess,
doesn't there have to be some sort of monthly fee or whatever, or it's just like, hey, when you sign that contract, I get 10%, and that's it.
In theory,
it's not 10, but yes.
Matt Kalut was my agent. I never fired him. In theory, Matt Kalut still works for me.
In theory, he never made a penny.
Well, he made a little bit. He made a lot. He definitely didn't make.
So you made it off of like your stipend?
Like when I got paid, I got a check.
Okay, I got you.
He
so
got
you
paid from that.
Okay,
he got that. Like 3% of the net, not the gross.
Yeah.
You
mean the other way?
No. Well, wait.
3% of the gross.
Gross, not the net.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, I said that wrong. 3% of the gross, not the net. I wish it was the net. That'd have been better. But so my man Unique out here got a guy like this. Guy's like, dog, take the 17 so I can get this 3. But I believe he was originally with. Didn't he sign with Rock Nation?
It's funny.
And then his agent got fired by Rock Nation.
I thought that was
so.
Fournette.
That's probably why he was he signed because of Fournette.
It's funny. I'm looking.
Was he at Black Excellence, the barbecue?
invite to the barbecue. But I think that's because his agent was no longer working there.
Okay, his agent was Ari Nassim.
Okay,
I've heard that name. Hold on. I'm going to Google
from the Entourage.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah.
Ari Nassim. I've heard this name. I want to see who he's with. Doesn't say.
I think Ari was with Rock Nation. That was the one. Somebody was with. He was with Rock Nation, but he's no longer with them. Now that rookie, that agent you signed with originally, a lot of guys get rid of that person. So
right.
You normally don't finish with that guy.
He at one point was. I don't know if he still is, but I'm seeing that in 2015 he was with Rock Nation.
That's what I'm saying.
Which I feel bad for that first agent because they're the ones putting in the real work when you're a nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coming out of Maryland or wherever the hell he was from.
Well, I mean, what did he get? I mean, by the time he got everything, got $4 million, $5 million.
That's what the agent would have got?
No, that's
no
what.
Way.
That's what Unique got.
What JJ's saying is.
So what's 3% of that?
Not enough.
120 G's?
Not enough for all the crap.
No, I got you.
Yannick.
Like you're talking about, like you're putting 50 to 60 up front.
Oh, up front, yeah, for the pro day training.
For pro day training, combine training, like stipends,
Advanced.
all this other stuff, like
50, 60 grand.
Oh yeah.
That's not even a whole year though, JJ. That's January, February, March, April.
Wow, I didn't even realize
because you're paying for their training, you're paying for their meals. I just assumed
it was like, hey,
you're paying for the housing.
Get me a nice car, and then
a lot of
they
times
don't get them a car.
You rent.
That's what I'm saying. Give me something to drive.
Yeah. No, that's what I was talking about with Trevor earlier. Like if Trevor said, "I'm not playing," he'd have every agent. Now an agent's gonna. That's an advance. They get that money back.
If they loan you money, they get that back. Your training,
you're right,
is not obligated to pay back unless that's in your
like
contract.
Trevor could get whatever advance he wanted. Right. He'd get the Mac Daddy training. He'd probably get whatever he wanted training wise. But then if he needed cash, he'd get cash.
But if you're a fringe, like maybe 6th round, maybe
you're not
undrafted guy,
yeah, you're not getting that.
Like what I got was good. What my buddy Cam went, because we all trained at the same place, got was better. He got all of that stuff, all the training, on top of a $500 a month car allowance. So essentially, he rented a car, and he got all his meals paid for, and $2,000 spending cash.
Where did he get drafted?
Where did he get drafted?
In the draft.
He got drafted by the Browns, 15th overall.
Oh, damn, nice.
You only got $2,000 a month.
That was a lot then. And no bills.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
this was the 80s. Was covered. Like, yeah, this is. You know how much blow you can get for this?
Blue Magic.
He had a 2-bed. So we
Blue
all stayed
Dream.
in the same.
Was it Blue Dream or Blue Magic?
No, Blue Magic. Blue Dream is ganja.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Blue Magic. Blue Magic is heroin from the movie.
Yeah.
Yes. American Gangster, one of my favorites.
Oh,
underrated.
I love that
Denzel movie.
Blue Magic. That's a brand name. It's like Pepsi. It's a brand name. I stand behind it.
Was that
guarantee?
Cuba, right?
Yeah, Cuba played Nicky Barnes, who was one of the most iconic. He was Mr. Untouchable.
He's not the one who got his head smashed with the piano, right?
No, that was his brother. Nicky Barnes was the guy who everybody knew before they knew who Frank Lucas was. I had never heard of Frank Lucas. I knew who Nicky Barnes was.
That movie was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a true story until I saw the movie.
Hey, not getting on.
Well, you know what I mean.
Not getting on like should he have signed the deal or the Jags? Should they have given another meal or anything like that? Just put yourself in his agent's shoes for a second. This time last year, the man had a deal ready for Yannick to sign at $19 million a year.
On average, right?
Right. So let's just say that was going to be an $80 million deal. My man went from making 3% of that.
It was 65 guarantee, right?
I don't remember.
Let's just roll with that.
Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah, so his agent was like,
"Hey, Seattle."
Yeah, exactly. So that agent went from possibly $1.95 million in his pocket to a year later not making not a nickel off of Yannick Ngakoue and getting fired on August 10th before the season starts.
That's $650,000 a year. Yeah. Off of one guy.
Off of one guy.
That you could have took to go get more guys.
Mm.
Who are the guys in the league, the NFL, that you would think, not based on how much they get paid or whatever, but would just be like the biggest hassle to be like a manager or an agent to, besides AB?
Besides AB. He's not in the NFL. He's retired, remember?
Like maybe Marshawn.
Marshawn.
No, those guys are earners. Like I think the worst ones would be like the guy who thinks he's really good,
and he doesn't even make you money.
Yeah, you can't get him any advertising deals. You can't even get him a car from the local dealership, and he's always blowing you up. Like I don't know who that person would be.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it.
Like the number 3 receiver on whatever team.
D.D. Westbrook.
DD's a great example because he got drafted in the 4th round.
In the beginning.
But I'm saying he's probably not
he was
a jerk off the field. You know?
No, yeah, I got you.
I'm trying to think of that and the guy who was he
not getting into like trouble
in London.
Like,
was that one of the guys?
A little like he had. Remember he had the signing. Then he got hurt, and then he had. It wasn't anything bad that I would say.
Oh, that's a good one. Point, that is a good
right
one.
now.
At this point,
did you guys talk about last week?
Yes, like that's what I'm saying. Like
audio?
right now, if you're Jalen's agent, you got to be scratching your head, like, bro.
I loved that he did that. By the way, I loved that he left, and the lady at the end, like, really? Oh,
like, what's another big star though? Like,
answer the question. I'm not gonna continue answering it just because I'm not answering it the way that y'all want me to. Either accept the answer or keep it pushing. I don't want to get disrespectful, but that's the answer. Appreciate it.
That was the
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Dude, wait a minute.
Really?
Like, what are you gonna do?
Really?
What are you gonna do through a Zoom call, man? Like,
you hold on.
I know he was I'm sorry.
Get back here.
Descriptor. Apologize. I know that was an old white guy. That was hey.
Oh, definitely.
Hey.
And that was definitely Karen in the background as well.
Young man, you get back here, young man.
And pull your pants up, pull your britches up. I can see your underwear, damn it. These hoodlums.
Darn thug. Could have just stormed out.
I said slugs.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You're on a Zoom call, sir. You can't say the T word.
Oh, man.
God, I love Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen would definitely be.
That is a good one.
Rather difficult.
But again, it would make it worth it because you're about to get
getting
paid.
If you're
but imagine if you're the agent.
If you're the new agent, well, you know you're going to get paid. You're going to get paid.
Imagine putting up with all this and then he goes and hires somebody else right before he signs his new deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
that's kind of what's happened with Yannick. My man went through. He was shooting in the gym with him. And Yannick is gonna sign a new deal, and he's like, "Nah, we're good."
Do you guys? Where are you at on the? Do you think he plays here? Do you think he plays at all?
Yeah, I think he plays here
this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, what you are.
If he doesn't take the money,
I don't have.
If he doesn't take the money, he's on Telvin.
He's what?
He's on Telvin. Crazy.
Oh, okay.
He's a better man than I am.
Telvin's doing IG again. Now, Telvin, I know we got to take a break, but this was just extremely ironic. Just Just letting you know.
There's irony, huh?
Like, if you're our age now and all your friends talk, and all your friends talk about is getting high, smoking, and drinking,
and girls,
then you need to change your circle.
That's what he said.
Yes, I'm pulling it up.
It's funny.
I was gonna say
we
something.
Gotta talk about it coming back.
I was gonna say something, but Jacoby McDaniel, he responded it. He was like, and I'm like,
the kettle.
Like you can't. Let's talk
What's
about
the
that.
saying?
Let's talk about that on the other side.
Yeah, let's come back and I'll read you the tweet because it is amazing. We'll do that coming up next.
The home of Jaguars fans.
We are we're Jim baby.
1010XL. Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Hope Haven believes in children and youth with special needs and abilities and has developed programs to help ensure their success. Find out more about their employment services and internship program at hope-haven.org.
Big Brothers Big Sisters nurtures local kids and strengthens communities. You build positive relationships that have a lasting effect on young people. Get involved at bbbs.org.
Habitat for Humanity helps families build and improve their homes. If you want to build a better Jacksonville, visit habitat.org.
Join Jacksonville's City Rescue Mission to help transform the lives of the homeless and needy. crmjax.org.
First Coast YMCA helps develop Jacksonville's youth. You can help our children find a better future at fcymca.org.
If you're involved with a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, visit our website to find out how at 1010XL.com.
If you've been hurt on the job and your supervisor is pushing you around, call Farah and Farah at 396-5555. We'll help you push back, Jacksonville.
If you're a man over 45, have frequent urination, an urgent need to go, a weak flow, or waking at night to urinate, it's time to consider UroLift. This is Dr. West, urologist with McKeever Clinic. UroLift is a non-invasive outpatient procedure with minimal downtime. If you suffer from an enlarged prostate and want to avoid the sexual side effects of medication